Number fun facts. Did you know that the Maya independently invented the concept of zero? In this video, we'll explore how this ancient civilization developed the idea of nothingness as a placeholder and as a real number, allowing them to create incredibly accurate calendars and make complex astronomical calculations. Other cultures, like the Babylonians and the Mayans, had already used placeholders when counting. For example, the Babylonians would leave a blank space between the symbols for 60 and 70, indicating that there was no number for 60. However, the Maya took things a step further and came up with a more sophisticated system. They developed a true concept of zero as a placeholder as well as an actual number. The Maya also used it in astronomy, agriculture, and trade. Well, it turns out that zero is pretty important. It's a fundamental concept in mathematics and computer science. Without zero, we wouldn't be able to do things like count, measure time, or perform complex calculations. In fact, many of the technologies that we rely on today wouldn't exist without zero. They use zero to calculate the length of time between solstices and equinoxes. They used it to track the cycles of planting and harvesting crops, and they even used it in long-distance trade to indicate the absence of goods. This was a groundbreaking achievement in mathematics, and it allowed them to do things that no other civilization had been able to do before. Mathematicians have actually grappled with this concept for centuries. It turns out that dividing by zero is undefined, meaning that there is no real answer. Each episode explores the weird and wonderful world of numbers through entertaining stories and fascinating facts. We cover everything from the mysteries of prime numbers to the surprising connection between numbers and music. So if you're a math enthusiast or just someone who loves to learn new things, then be sure to check out our podcast. You can find it on various platforms. This has led to some interesting theories and paradoxes, but ultimately we just have to accept that we can't divide by zero. Get ready to be amazed by the genius of the Maya and the importance of zero in our modern world. For example, the Pythagorean theorem states that in a right-angled triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. This means that zero is a real number that satisfies certain properties. It's the additive identity, which means that when you add it to any number, it doesn't change the value of that number. This famous equation relies on the concept of zero. Without it, we wouldn't be able to calculate the length of the hypotenuse of a right-angled triangle. It allowed them to develop advanced mathematical and astronomical knowledge that helped them thrive as a civilization. But it also gave us a valuable tool that we still use today. From computers to algebra, zero is an essential part of our modern world. So next time you see a zero, take a moment to appreciate its importance and the brilliant minds that first conceived of it. They use two digits, 0 and 1, to represent either the absence or presence of electricity. And this allows them to store and process information efficiently. But it's not just computers that rely on zero. All modern numbering systems are based on it. This means that whether you're using Arabic numerals or Roman numerals, zero is an essential part of our numbering system. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn something new. This may seem strange, but it's actually a useful concept in certain areas of mathematics. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more fun and educational content. And don't forget to check out our podcast, The Number Files, for more fun facts about numbers. We got lots of great episodes in store for you. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. For example, it can help simplify equations and make calculations easier. Other cultures such as the Mayans and the Aztecs also developed their own version of zero. This shows that the concept of zero is so intuitive that it pops up independently in different cultures. It's a testament to the power of the human mind. And don't forget to hit that like button if you love anything to do with numbers. But first, let's take a look at the other civilizations. For example, in Roman numerals, zero is represented by a letter V, like in victory. In binary code, zero is represented by the absence of electricity. And in Braille, zero is represented by a combination of raised dots. Around 350 BCE, the Maya were not the only ones to come up with the concept of zero. Now let's talk about how they did it. The Maya didn't have the concept of zero when they started out. Instead, they used the shell 20 system. This meant that each digit could represent one of 20 different values instead of 10 like we use now. It was based on a 260-day ritual count and a 365-day solar year. The Maya used the concept of zero to keep track of the days in between. Without it, their calendar wouldn't have been nearly as accurate. They also didn't have a symbol for zero, so they would just leave a blank space in its place. But around 350 BCE, something amazing happened. The Maya started using the concept of zero to represent nothingness or emptiness. This wasn't just a placeholder for them. They actually believed that nothing was a real number. It may seem obvious to us now, but this was a revolutionary idea at the time. To understand why, let's take a look at the Maya's calendar. Their calendar was incredibly accurate and detailed. But it wasn't just the calendar that benefited from the concept of zero. So what's the big deal? Why should we care about the Maya's concept of zero? For example, computers rely on binary code, which is based on the concept of zero. It's also worth noting that the Maya weren't the only ones to invent the concept of zero independently. Okay, now let's do some fun facts. Did you know that zero can be written in different ways? What about negative zero? You heard that, right? Some mathematicians consider negative zero to be a real number. Zero can be pretty tricky sometimes. Take the example of dividing by zero. If you like these fun facts, then you'll love our Number Files podcast. But let's move on to another fun fact. Did you know that zero is used in geometry too? Zero is also used in algebra. For example, the solution to the equation x plus 505 is x equals 0. In conclusion, the Maya's invention of the concept of zero was a truly remarkable achievement. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the world of numbers.